All right, welcome back. Summer 2023. It's been a little while since Ben and I have gotten together and done any wine videos, and thank you for continuing to watch the wine video series in your ongoing training. Don't forget to go backwards every once in a while and check out the videos that we've done in the past, especially some of our old favorite wines that we still have hanging around. But we're excited. We're going to taste a couple of wines today. This is from the light and bright section. 2 new wines. We are replacing the old standing La Fiera Pinot Grigio for the first time in 7 years with a new Pinot Grigio. This is the Antera Pinot Grigio. This is a Sicilian Pinot Grigio. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Chenin Blanc from Napa Valley. So, main differences that we're going to see right off the bat in our new Pinot Grigio versus the old one. It's from a totally different region. So you're getting a lot more ripe fruit. You can see the color change, where the old one was almost more like the Chenin Blanc, which was really light in color, where we now have like a dark hay color, and that's also going to represent in the palate itself with more fresh fruit and more floral than that really dry lemony mineral of the La Fiera. So I think definitely a bit different in style, but I think it's friendly for the consumer. This is our $13 entry-level glass of white wine. A lot of people kind of order this as our house wine. I think people will still be very, very happy when ordering this. Now, if someone isn't happy, interestingly enough, and they want something a little dry and more mineral, they could actually jump into this Chenin Blanc instead, which is more of a Loire style wine. But let's, Ben, tell us a little bit about this Pinot Grigio, you think?
Well, I think you covered it pretty well. Pinot Grigio is normally pretty simple wine. They're not really meant to be too complicated. They're meant to be easy drinking food wines. Comparing this to the old La Fiera, like Sean was saying, this is going to be a little more fruit forward. You get a little more kind of bright citrus, a little more floral notes. And then just not that same kind of middle drive that you got with the Fiera. So it'll definitely be a little bit softer on the palate, not quite as biting, and you won't get that same kind of wet Riverstone flavor that you saw in La Fiera. It's still easy drinking, pairs with almost any shellfish very well, and like Sean was saying, a great entry-level house wine. Moving on to the Saldo.
Yeah, so the Saldo, which is our Chenin Blanc. It's like about 90% Chenin.
Yeah, it's 90% Chenin, 7% Muscat, and 3% Rodeo.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a blend. So Chenin Blanc, I think everyone that's watched these videos understands that I happen to really like French wine, and I sure like French wine with my seafood. Chenin Blanc is the varietal from the Loire Valley in France. This wine is not French though. This is from Napa Valley. Prisoner Wine Company makes this wine. For me, I get a super, super strong floral nose. And then on the palate, which I think is kind of fun with this wine, is that roasted pineapple-y. This wine is definitely a little bit richer, a little bit fuller. This wine will, if you like this wine when you get a chance to taste it, you're going to have to hand sell this wine. I don't think there's a lot of people that are coming in, but then there are the people that are going to, know this brand. This brand, because it's Prisoner Wine Company, does have a fair amount of retail exposure, so people know that name, Prisoner Wine Company. And then I just think there are people that are going to go, oh, cool, a Chenin Blanc, let me try that.
Yeah, you're going to get the appeal, like you were saying, Saldo, pretty well known. This label is very eye-catching. There's a whole story with Orin Swift back in the day. This was just their test bottle, but the owner was running late to a meeting one time, so he grabbed one of these to show to his investors. They all just kind of love the simplicity of the label, and so it just kind of stuck around. So a lot of people, I honestly feel like, will get kind of drawn in, even if they're not super familiar with Prisoner. They might just see this bottle and be really intrigued.
That's very pretty.
Yeah, Sean was saying, one of the big characteristics I feel like you get out of this compared to our other white wines is a lot more tropical fruit, specifically pineapple. You get a lot of pineapple on the nose. You get a little bit of pineapple and more of that kind of tropical citrus on the palate. It sees just a bare minimum of barrel aging, so you'll get little hints of vanilla and cooking spices if you dig real deep in there. So I really like this wine. It's very crisp, dry, pairs great with seafood, but it's just a lot more complex. We were talking about Pinot Grigio as being a nice, simple, dry wine. This is for people that really want something that's got a lot going on in there, a lot of different flavors, a lot of different notes. And I think you'll get a lot of people intrigued to just kind of know a little bit more about Chenin Blanc, and hopefully this is something you can pull pull out of your pocket to really kind of wow somebody looking for something a little bit different.
And the last thing I'll say about this wine, because of those tropical notes, tropical white wines typically pair really well with spicy Asian flavors. So think calamari, think miso sea bass, and then I think even because of the spiciness of the chorizo vinaigrette on the octopus, that can be kind of fun. There you are.